The first keynote, "Your mind is the gateway to transformation," is one of the most crucial aspects of personal growth. Everything in your life, whether it is your health, finances, relationships, or spiritual well-being, begins and ends in your mind. Your mind is the battlefield where your victory or defeat is decided. People often look at external circumstances to explain why their lives are where they are, but what they fail to understand is that true transformation starts within. The moment you realize that your thinking is shaping your reality, you have taken the first step toward real change. You see, we are creatures of thought. The thoughts we think today will create the circumstances of our tomorrow. It doesn't matter where you are right now in life, or how difficult things may seem, you are one thought away from changing everything. Think about it. When you were a child, your mind was like clay, constantly molded by what you saw and heard. You were shaped by the words that were spoken to you, the environment that you grew up in, and the values that were instilled in you. But the good news is that as an adult, you have the power to reshape your own mind. The Apostle Paul said in Romans 12:2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This is a foundational truth that cannot be ignored. You are not limited to the mind. It you inherited from your past, or the one that was passed down to you through your family or society. You have the power to renew your mind daily. The key to personal growth is not just working harder. It's about working smarter, and that begins with changing the way you think. If you constantly think about your limitations, your fears, and your failures, that is exactly what you will experience. Your thoughts have energy, and that energy will either propel you forward or keep you stuck in the past. If you wake up every day thinking that you'll never make it, that your dreams are too big, or that you are too small, you'll create a mental environment of defeat that will prevent you from reaching your potential. On the other hand, if you wake up every day with thoughts of possibility, growth, and expectation, your mindset will begin to shift, and so will your reality. This is why it's so important to protect your mind. Guard what you allow in, and make sure you're feeding it with the right information. You wouldn't let someone walk into your home and start stealing your things, so why would you let negativity walk into your mind and steal your peace, joy, and ambition? You've got to be selective with what you expose yourself to. The media you consume, the conversations you have, the books you read, and the people you listen to all shape your thinking. If you surround yourself with negative people or consume negativity through media, you will eventually reflect that negativity in your life. But if you fill your mind with positive life, affirming thoughts, whether it's through motivational content, uplifting books, or powerful, inspiring conversations, your mind will start to reflect that as well. What you meditate on determines what you manifest. When you meditate on success, you invite success into your life. When you meditate on overcoming obstacles, you begin to find solutions to your challenges. When you meditate on gratitude, you create an atmosphere of abundance. The power of your thoughts cannot be overstated. When you think differently, you live differently, and it's a choice that you have to make every day. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but I have so many obstacles. I've tried thinking positively, but nothing has changed. I hear you. The struggle is real, and there are times when our circumstances feel overwhelming. But here's the truth. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about thinking consistent thoughts. Every day, you have to wake up and intentionally feed your mind with the right thoughts, because the enemy of your progress will not just leave you alone. It will challenge your mindset, it will attack your confidence, and it will try to fill you with doubt. That's why you can't just rely on a one-time shift in thinking. Transformation is a process that requires consistency and perseverance. Just as you nourish your body with food every day, you must nourish your mind with the right thoughts, right affirmations, and right perspectives. It's about setting your mind on things above, focusing on solutions instead of problems, and creating a mental environment that is conducive to growth. This is not about denying the realities of life, but about refusing to let those realities dictate your future. It's about taking control of your mind so you can take control of your life. As you begin to change your thoughts, you will notice that the way you view obstacles will shift. No longer will you see them as roadblocks, you will see them as opportunities for growth. No longer will you fear failure, but instead you'll embrace it as part of the learning process. Your mind will become a powerful tool for creation, and your life will follow the direction of your thoughts. If you want to change your life, it starts with changing your mind. Start today. Don't wait for things to magically improve. Begin with your thoughts. Watch your thoughts, and they will begin to change your habits. Watch your habits, and they will begin to change your actions. Watch your actions, and they will begin to change your life. It's that simple, but remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. You might not see immediate results, but trust that as you work on renewing your mind daily, your life will start to reflect the victory and success that you've been envisioning. Change your mind and you will change your life. Discipline is the bridge between vision and manifestation. It's one thing to have a dream, a vision of something greater, a picture of what you want to accomplish or who you want to become. But it's another thing entirely to make that vision a reality. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the unseen force that fuels your ability to take the necessary steps, day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the road is hard, and even when you can't yet see the results. Without discipline, your vision remains a distant dream. It stays a thought in your mind that never truly takes shape. It's important to understand that discipline is not a punishment, but a pathway. It's not about restricting yourself for the sake of limitation, but about creating the necessary structures and habits that allow you to walk in your purpose. Think about it like this. You can have all the potential in the world, but potential is nothing without the daily actions that unlock it. You can have a vision of success, but without the discipline to show up, to work, to push through the hard times, that vision will never come to life. You see, many people have incredible ideas, dreams, and plans, but they fall short when it comes to executing them. They have the vision, but they lack the discipline to turn that vision into reality. They want success, but they're not willing to put in the hard work, the consistency, and the dedication required to make it happen. It's easy to get excited about the idea of success, but the real question is, are you ready to commit to the daily grind that will lead you there? Let's talk about what discipline really looks like. Discipline is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in, putting in the hours when you'd rather relax, and doing what needs to be done even when it doesn't feel good in the moment. It's making decisions every day, small and large, that align with your long-term goals, even when your emotions try to lead you in another direction. It's about creating systems, routines, and habits that support your vision, and committing to those systems regardless of how you feel in any given moment. You can't expect to see results if you're constantly fluctuating in your commitment. If you show up only when you feel like it, or work hard only when it's easy, you will never see the level of success that you desire. Discipline isn't about being motivated every day, it's about staying committed to your goals regardless of your feelings. It's about deciding once and for all that your vision is worth the effort, worth the sacrifice, and worth the daily action. I know many of you have big dreams. Maybe you want to build a business, write a book, achieve financial freedom, or become the best version of yourself. You've got the vision, but the question is, are you willing to put in the discipline required to make it happen? Are you willing to show up day after day and put in the work even when things aren't going your way? It's not enough to dream about success. You've got to be willing to put in the time and effort it takes to make that success a reality. I want you to understand something. Discipline is not about doing things perfectly every time. It's about showing up, even when you're not at your best. It's about doing what you said you would do, even when the conditions aren't perfect, even when you're tired, even when you're not motivated. This is the essence of discipline. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of your feelings or circumstances. You might be wondering, what happens when I mess up? What happens when I slip up and fall short of my goals? That's a good question, and I want to remind you that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. There is no such thing as success without failure, and there is no such thing as growth without setbacks. The key is not to let those failures stop you. Discipline means getting back up when you fall. It means learning from your mistakes, adjusting your approach, and continuing to move forward. When you understand the power of discipline, you begin to see that your success is not about relying on moments of motivation or bursts of inspiration. It's about developing the strength to stay the course, no matter the season you're in. You may not always feel like it, and things may not always go according to plan, but your commitment to discipline will keep you on track. The good news is that discipline is a skill you can build. It's not something you're born with, it's something that you cultivate over time. And every time you make a disciplined decision, whether it's a small one or a big one, you build momentum. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, and that you can push through even when things get difficult. Understand that discipline is a reflection of your belief in your vision. When you truly believe that your dreams are worth pursuing, you will develop the discipline to see them through. The work may be hard and the road may be long, but every day that you commit to your vision, you are building a foundation for your success. Remember, there are no shortcuts, there's no secret formula. But there is one thing that guarantees success: discipline. If you have a vision and you commit to disciplined action every single day, you will see that vision become a reality. It's not just about wishing for something to happen, it's about taking consistent, determined steps in the right direction. If you can discipline your actions, your results will follow. Pain is a sign that you're growing. Many people see pain as a negative experience, something to be avoided at all costs, something that signals failure or that something is wrong. But the truth is, pain is an essential part of the process of growth. It's a necessary catalyst for change, and without it, you would not be able to evolve into the person you're meant to be. In fact, growth is impossible without discomfort, because it is in the moments of pain and struggle that we are forced to stretch beyond our limits, to dig deeper, and to build the resilience that leads to transformation. Think about any significant achievement in your life. Was it easy? Did it come without sacrifice or struggle? No. Every victory you've experienced, every moment of success, was preceded by moments of discomfort, doubt, and difficulty. Pain is the pathway to progress. It pushes you, challenges you, and forces you to confront your weaknesses and fears. It's not a sign that you've done something wrong. It's a sign that you are doing something right. You are moving forward. When we experience pain, we often feel like we're being knocked down, like we're being held back. But the truth is, pain often brings us closer to our purpose. It refines us, purges us of the things that are holding us back, and shapes us into the people we need to be in order to carry the weight of our destiny. If you've never faced a challenge, if you've never been stretched or broken down, then you might not have fully discovered your potential. Pain, in this sense, is a teacher. It teaches you lessons about your own strength, about perseverance, and about what it really takes to succeed. Think about the process of a seed growing into a tree. The seed has to break open, crack, and struggle to push through the soil before it can rise above the earth and reach for the sky. That struggle, that pain of breaking through the ground, is necessary for the seed to become the tree it was meant to be. Without that resistance, the seed would remain dormant, never reaching its full potential. Similarly, you cannot grow without facing your own personal struggles and challenges. Your struggles are not here to defeat you. They are here to develop you, to shape you into someone capable of achieving greatness. It's easy to think of success as something that happens when everything falls into place, when everything goes smoothly. But that's not how it works. Success is built through the grinding, the pushing, the overcoming of obstacles. Every moment of pain and difficulty is an opportunity for growth. Every setback is a lesson in perseverance. The path to your dreams will not always be clear or easy, but it is through those moments of uncertainty, through the moments of discomfort, that you will find the strength and the clarity you need to move forward. Now, I know that pain can feel overwhelming. It can feel like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of hardship, and you may wonder if it's ever going to end. I want to remind you that pain is temporary. What seems unbearable today may very well be the very thing that propels you into your future success. Your pain is not a permanent condition. It is simply a process, a season in your life that you will eventually overcome. And when you come out on the other side of that pain, you will be stronger, wiser, and more prepared to handle whatever comes next. One of the most powerful things about pain is that it reveals your true strength. When things are easy, when everything is going according to plan, it's easy to feel confident. But when you face challenges and adversity, that's when you discover what you're really made of. Pain forces you to dig deep, to pull from places inside of you that you never knew existed. It teaches you to keep going even when you don't feel like it, to press on even when you feel like giving up. Pain helps you realize that you are far more resilient than you thought. It's important to understand that pain isn't something to be feared. It's something to embrace. You don't need to run from it or avoid it. Instead, learn to face it with courage, knowing that on the other side of that pain is a version of you that is stronger, smarter, and more capable. Each time you overcome pain, you gain a new level of strength, and that strength is what will carry you to the next level of success. So, the next time you find yourself in a painful situation, don't see it as a setback. Don't view it as a sign that you're on the wrong path. Instead, recognize it as an opportunity for growth. Look at it as a sign that you are being stretched, that you are breaking through your limitations and stepping into the person you were always meant to be. In fact, it might be in your most painful moments that you are closest to your breakthrough. Remember, growth doesn't happen when everything is comfortable and easy. Growth happens when you're pushed beyond your limits, when you face challenges that seem insurmountable, and when you keep going despite the pain. If you want to achieve something great, if you want to step into your purpose, then you must be willing to endure the pain of the process. You are growing, you are evolving, and you are becoming the person capable of handling the success you're about to experience. Pain is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you are in the process of becoming the best version of yourself. So don't shy away from it. Embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward because your growth is on the other side of that pain. Keep pushing, keep pressing, and know that every challenge you face is preparing you for a greater purpose. Surroundings shape identity. The environment you create for yourself, the people you allow in your life, and the places where you spend your time have a profound impact on who you become. Your surroundings are not just physical. They are also mental, emotional, and spiritual. Everything around you influences your thoughts, your beliefs, and the direction of your life. This is why it's essential to be intentional about the environments you place yourself in. If you want to change your life, you have to first change your surroundings. The people you spend your time with will either inspire you to rise higher or hold you back from reaching your full potential. You've heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not just a catchy phrase. It's a truth that has been proven time and time again. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, who don't believe in growth or possibility, and who are content with mediocrity, it will be very difficult for you to break free from the limitations of their mindset. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are driven, who challenge you to think bigger, who encourage you to push past your fears, you will begin to adopt those same qualities. Your circle has the power to either elevate you or keep you stuck. Choose wisely. Think about your relationships for a moment. Are the people around you encouraging your dreams or discouraging them? Do they support your growth, or do they remind you of your limitations? It's important to have people in your life who are positive influences, who believe in your potential, and who are willing to invest in your success as much as you are. This doesn't mean you should only surround yourself with people who agree with everything you say or do. It means you need people who will hold you accountable, challenge you to grow, and push you to be better. The places you spend time in also play a significant role in shaping your identity. If you spend your days in environments that are chaotic, draining, or uninspiring, it will be difficult for you to stay motivated and focused on your goals. On the other hand, if you intentionally create an environment that fosters creativity, peace, and inspiration, you will begin to notice a shift in your mindset and productivity. Your surroundings set the tone for your day, your mood, and your focus. A cluttered, chaotic space often leads to a cluttered, chaotic mind. A calm, organized, and inspiring space allows your thoughts to flow freely and encourages you to take action. One of the most powerful ways to change your surroundings is to change what you expose yourself to. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? Are you filling your mind with negativity, fear, and doubt? Or are you filling it with wisdom, encouragement, and inspiration? The information you consume has the power to shape your thinking. If you want to change your life, you have to be selective about what you allow into your mind. You must protect your mental space just as you would protect your physical space. The media you consume is a reflection of the environment you are creating for your mind. If you are constantly watching negative news, listening to pessimistic people, or reading content that reinforces your fears and doubts, your mind will begin to reflect those same negative beliefs. But if you choose to surround yourself with uplifting books, motivating podcasts, educational content, and people who are focused on growth, you will find that your mindset starts to shift in a more positive direction. One of the most important aspects of shaping your environment is your self-talk. The way you speak to yourself and the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind will ultimately shape who you become. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, that you're not good enough, or that you're not capable, you will start to believe those things. On the other hand, if you speak life into yourself, if you tell yourself that you are worthy, capable, and strong enough to handle whatever comes your way, you will begin to manifest that confidence and power in your actions. Your inner environment, your self-talk, has a profound effect on the direction your life takes. Your environment is not limited to just the people around you or the physical spaces you occupy. It extends to the thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, and the habits you practice every day. If you want to grow and become the best version of yourself, you must intentionally create an environment that nurtures that growth. Surround yourself with people who elevate you, places that inspire you, and information that fuels your dreams. When you take responsibility for the environment you choose, both externally and internally, you take control of your destiny. Another key factor in shaping your identity through your surroundings is consistency. You can't change your life overnight, but you can begin to make small, intentional changes every day. The environment you create is something that you build gradually over time. Whether it's choosing to spend more time with positive growth-minded individuals or rearranging your physical space to create a more productive environment, every small change you make brings you one step closer to the person you're becoming. Surroundings shape identity because they constantly influence your thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes. If you're serious about changing your life, it's time to take a hard look at the environments you're immersing yourself in. Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? The people, places, and things around you have the power to either limit your potential or help you unlock it. Choose wisely. Your future is waiting for you to step into the right environment, one that will nurture your dreams, fuel your passion, and elevate your identity. When you do, you will begin to see the transformation in your life. Consistency is the key that unlocks the door to success. In a world that often celebrates quick wins and instant gratification, we sometimes overlook the true power of consistency. It's easy to get excited about a new goal, to start strong with enthusiasm and energy. But it's what happens after the initial burst of motivation fades that determines whether or not you will achieve lasting success. Success isn't built on fleeting moments of inspiration or bursts of productivity. It's built on the daily, consistent actions you take, even when the excitement fades and the road gets tough. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work, even when the results are not immediately visible. Too often, people start strong, but then lose momentum after facing their first obstacles. They get discouraged when they don't see the instant results they expect, and they give up too soon. The truth is, the results that matter most often come after sustained, consistent effort. It's the small actions, done over time, that lead to massive transformation. One of the biggest reasons people fail to achieve their goals is because they expect to see immediate results. They want everything now, and when they don't get it, they get discouraged. But success doesn't work that way. It's a process, not an event. It's a journey that requires patience and perseverance. Think about the process of planting a seed. You don't plant a seed and expect it to grow into a full-grown tree overnight. You water it, nourish it, and give it time. Slowly, over time, that seed begins to sprout, and eventually it grows into something beautiful and strong. Success works the same way. It takes time, consistency, and persistence. Consistency is also about developing habits that support your goals. Success is not just about what you do on the good days when you feel motivated. It's about what you do on the days when you're tired, when you're busy, when you're facing challenges. It's about the small, seemingly insignificant actions that you take day after day that build over time and compound into massive results. These habits are the building blocks of success. They are the foundation upon which your goals are built. Whether it's waking up early, reading for 30 minutes a day, exercising regularly, or working on your business every day, these small actions may seem insignificant in the moment. But when practiced consistently, they lead to incredible progress. Another key aspect of consistency is resilience. It's easy to be consistent when things are going well, when everything is aligned, and when success seems just around the corner. But real consistency is about showing up when things aren't going the way you expected, when you encounter setbacks, or when you feel like giving up. It's about staying committed to your vision, even when the path is unclear and the obstacles seem insurmountable. Life will not always go according to plan. You will face difficulties, disappointments, and challenges. But if you can remain consistent through those hard times, you will emerge stronger and closer to your goals. Consistency also requires discipline. It's about sticking to your plan even when your emotions try to lead you in a different direction. It's easy to get distracted by shiny new things or to procrastinate when things get difficult. But discipline is about pushing through those distractions and staying focused on the bigger picture. It's about setting clear priorities, creating a plan, and following through with it, day after day. The discipline to stay consistent in your actions, regardless of how you feel, is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. The power of consistency can be seen in every area of life. Whether you're building a business, improving your health, or working on personal growth, the results you see will always be the direct result of the consistent actions you take. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence or talent. It's the ability to stay consistent and keep moving forward, no matter what. If you want to change your life, if you want to achieve your dreams, you have to make consistency a non-negotiable part of your journey. Consistency also helps you build momentum. When you show up day after day and put in the work, you start to gain momentum. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill at first. It's small, but the more you push it, the bigger it gets. The same is true in life. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you build, and the easier it becomes to continue moving forward. Eventually, that momentum propels you to success, and things that once felt difficult or out of reach start to feel easier and more attainable. But don't be fooled, consistency requires commitment. It requires you to fully commit to your goals and your vision, even when the road gets tough. Commitment is the fuel that drives consistency. If you are not fully committed to your vision, if you are not fully invested in your goals, it will be easy to lose your consistency when challenges arise. Commitment means deciding, once and for all, that you will not quit, not when things get hard, not when you don't see immediate results, not when it feels like you're not making progress. Commitment is what keeps you going when the excitement fades and when you're tempted to quit. Remember that success is not an accident. It's not a stroke of luck or a chance encounter. Success is the result of consistent effort, of showing up every day, of doing the work even when no one is watching, and of staying the course when it would be easier to quit. If you can master the art of consistency, if you can commit to taking consistent action every single day, you will see your dreams start to unfold. Success will no longer be a distant hope. It will be a reality that you have created through your daily, consistent efforts. The power of consistency is the key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of. In conclusion, if you want to change your life, you must understand that the journey to success is not one of instant gratification or overnight transformations. It's a path of perseverance, consistency, and growth. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of pain is a stepping stone that shapes you into the person capable of achieving your dreams. It's not the easy moments that define us, but the hard ones, the moments when we choose to rise above, to keep moving forward, and to stay committed to our vision. Your growth, your potential, and your success are all deeply tied to the environments you create for yourself and the people you surround yourself with. Your surroundings will shape your identity, influence your mindset, and determine the course of your life. But don't forget, you have the power to change those environments, to choose who you spend time with, what you consume mentally and emotionally, and how you show up every day. Consistency, the daily practice of showing up and doing the work, is the true differentiator between success and failure. It's not about being perfect. It's about making progress, no matter how small, every single day. When you commit to consistency, you build momentum, you develop resilience, and you create the foundation for long, lasting success. Change won't happen overnight. But if you stay the course, if you keep pushing through the challenges and remain consistent in your actions, you will see the transformation in your life. So, watch this every day, take these truths to heart, apply them to your life, and let them be the fuel that propels you toward your greatest achievements. Your future is in your hands, and with determination, consistency, and a willingness to grow through the pain, you can change your life and become the person you were always meant to be. Keep going, because the best is yet to come.